Hey Ratbags, another SMALLAND video today, taking a look at the winter season. I showed this off on my main survival channel in my triple survival show recently, but we'll have a little look at it again. And there's a brand new Q&A blog from the devs. They do this pretty much every couple of weeks, just answer some of the most pressing questions. Also, if you're on Twitter and you want to get involved and hear even more about SMALLAND, they've got a new community that you can go ahead and join. I'm in there, a whole bunch of other people in there. So if you're on Twitter, go and join it to hear news, maybe first, about what's happening with SMALLAND. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Obviously, seasons is a huge part of SMALLAND. If you didn't know, it's something that makes a big difference between this and Grounded. Also, look out for my 10 big differences between two games. That's going to be coming out this Sunday. But yes, seasons and snow, making sure that maybe you've got enough resources to get through some harsh winters, or looking out for certain bugs that may not spawn in certain biomes in certain times of the year. They're not, I don't think, cutting off everything, but you might find definitely a bit of a smaller amount of certain creatures when it's a bit cold, or if it gets a bit windy in the autumn months, or maybe find an abundance of other stuff in the summer. And I love this. I love the actual graphics look of this one. The fact that the ice is kind of coating the grass and the ground. It looks really cool. I know some people are a bit disappointed that we might not have raindrops flooding the ground. That was one of the original core features that the game devs originally, the two guys that first come up with the concept of SMALLAND, wanted to do, but it wasn't really ever tested out. There was no real functionality with it, and obviously it was a big deal because the idea was that it would flood the grounds, that possibly if it rained too much you'd have to worry about that. So that's a huge mechanic to have. Not many games have that, not in this kind of survival format. So yes, we're probably just getting cosmetic items like this, cosmetic sort of whatever, but it will obviously affect your temperatures, and it's going to affect the spawn points and resource sort of scarcity. And I like that. I think that's a good combination of ways to affect you with the weather. One thing I hadn't really noticed as much was the claw on the guy's left hand here. That was something I've not really noticed too much in other videos. I'm sure it has been there and I've just not paid attention. But yeah, that looks like that's the main focus of getting around to give yourself a bit of a boost and a lift, obviously with the grapple. And so, yeah, they've got a community going on Twitter. I've already said hello, a bunch of people in here. You should absolutely go and join, chat about SMALLAND, find out info. I love Twitter, I'm on it pretty much all day long, so I can't wait to see what we get in the future. And onto the FAQ, and the devs are going to explain how the seasons actually work. Seasons touch the game world in a number of ways. Firstly, the visuals. You can expect bright sunny days in the summer, gloomy grey days in the winter. The landscape will change to reflect, with the leaves turning from fresh green to the mellow shades of autumn and disappearing entirely in some cases in the winter. Weather will change depending on season 2, and in gameplay terms you'll want to prepare your arms set up accordingly when you set out into the world. Lastly, the wildlife of SMALLAND will adapt to the seasons, with some creatures being more abundant in one season than another. It's a great little time lapse of the world actually changing, and it does look cool. I love this idea, actually seeing the differences. Not many games do this. Will there be baby insects and animals, and will we also see each stage of insects such as beetles, moths, butterflies, etc.? Insects in SMALLAND will all appear at the same size. We don't have different stages of growth in the game, although we do currently have baby spiders. Approach with caution, mum is never too far away. There are also some unique variations of various insects that will require a little hunting down. Oh, who wants to pet the cute baby spider? It actually looks pretty cool. Maybe these are the creatures we might be able to ride? They haven't actually confirmed whether or not spider riding is going to be a thing. We know we can ride dragonflies, grasshoppers and more. But the spiders in game do look a lot larger than some of the other creatures, so maybe the baby version is something we can actually handle. Or simply we're still just going to be too scared running away. And then the last one is something they've been getting a lot. When can you play the beta? I've shown this off a bunch of times now. This must be the third or fourth time I've given it a shout. You've got to sign up for their merge playtesting group. Doesn't mean you get picked, but it gives you a good chance, hopefully in the future. You won't be able to share any of the details that come from that though. It's all going to be watermarked and you've got to sign an NDA. But yeah, if you do want to get more involved with SMALLAND, go and check it out. And there we go. When are we going to see a demo? When are we going to see a release date? I'm still going with June at some point for the actual demo. I think that's when we're going to get a reveal trailer, maybe in the coming weeks, possibly at PAX East. They may show off some elements of that trailer or give us the release date. And who knows, they might not be doing the demo and then months ahead the actual release. They might decide just to go ahead and release it this summer. But the safe bet would be a release date at some point in next month, the demo in June, and then the full release at some point in maybe August or September. As always, the home of Grounded and SMALLAND survival. As I said, I've got my SMALLAND versus Grounded video. It's sitting there. It's going to be going live tomorrow. So make sure you check it out. 10 big differences Stop all them people complaining about one game being a clone of the other. And that's it, I'll see you at Bags later.